It's early. Half asleep, you swing your feet out of bed, and your bare foot lands on something small, cold, and dead. Your cat sits nearby, perfectly calm, watching you find it, almost waiting for your reaction. Every owner asks the same horrified question: why would you bring me this? It isn't random, and it isn't the gift everyone says it is. It's one of the two deepest instincts your cat has, aimed straight at you. But to understand why, you need one fact about your cat that changes everything. Your cat doesn't hunt because it's hungry. The drive to hunt runs on a completely separate circuit from hunger, which is why a well-fed house cat still stalks, pounces, and kills things it has no intention of eating. It hunts to hunt. The catch is the whole point. The meal is almost an afterthought. So your cat ends up standing over something it worked hard to kill, with no real reason of its own to eat it. And what it chooses to do with that catch, carry it across the house and lay it at your feet, is the mystery we're about to solve. The real answer is older and stranger than the thank you everyone assumes, and it lives in two of the deepest instincts a cat has. The first is the mother's instinct. In the wild, a queen teaches her kittens to hunt in stages. First, she brings them prey she's already killed, so they learn what it is. Then she brings them live, injured prey, so they can practice the pounce and the kill in safety. Bringing prey to someone who isn't hunting for themselves is, at its root, a teaching behavior, the exact ritual a mother runs to turn helpless kittens into hunters. The second is the colony instinct. Cats are not the loners people think. In the wild, they often form matrilineal colonies, related females raising young together, cooperating, sharing. And a core behavior of colony life is bringing the catch back to a central, safe place, the den, to share with the group. Now put those two instincts together and point them at you. When your cat brings you prey, it is running one or both of these ancient programs. It is treating you as family, a member of its colony worth sharing a kill with. Or it's treating you as someone inside its circle who, as far as it can tell, never seems to catch anything and might need to be taught. Either way, the read is the same at the root. You belong to my group, and this is what I do for my group. That's the reframe. The dead thing on the floor isn't an insult, and it isn't a coincidence, and it isn't really even about the prey. It's the most inclusive gesture in a cat's entire behavioral vocabulary. In the only language its instincts have, your cat is saying, "You're one of mine." You don't have to enjoy stepping on it, but you can stop being baffled by it. That mouse is your cat pulling you into the family the only way it knows how. And here's what makes all of this bittersweet for an indoor cat. Because that same magnificent instinct, to hunt, to catch, to bring home, to share, is running at full strength inside an animal that will almost never get to use any of it. So where does all that unspent drive actually go? If that just changed how you'll feel about the next dead mouse on your floor, that's the whole point of this channel. Every behavior has an answer. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Here's the situation your indoor cat is actually in. It's carrying a complete, powerful, always running hunting drive, and it lives in a house with no prey, no chase, and nothing to kill. In the wild, hunting would fill up to half its waking life. In your living room, that entire half of the day has nowhere to go. An instinct with nowhere to go does not switch off. It backs up, and then it leaks out onto whatever's available. You've met the leaks, the 2 a.m. crazies, the sudden explosion of galloping, wall-climbing, wide-eyed chaos. That's a cat that slept through the day it evolved to hunt through, waking at its natural crepuscular hunting hour with a full tank of predatory drive and absolutely no target. So it hunts the hallway, it hunts the dark, it hunts nothing at speed. The ankle ambush, the cat that hides at the corner and attacks your feet as you pass. Your moving legs became the fast-moving target the drive was starving for. And if a cat learns that human body parts are acceptable prey, usually because someone played with it using their hands, that stalking and biting sharpens into something genuinely painful as the cat matures. The counter-clearing, the deliberate eye-contact paw that pushes a glass off the table. Sometimes that's a hunt for your reaction, but often it's just predatory energy with no legal outlet, spilling onto the nearest movable object. And then there's the cruelest trap of all, and it's one you might be setting with the best intentions. The laser pointer. The laser triggers the hunt perfectly. Your cat stalks, chases, pounces, fully engaged, running the sequence, but it can never, ever catch the dot. There is no grab, there is no bite, there is no capture. The sequence starts and starts and starts and is never allowed to finish. And an unfinished hunt doesn't satisfy the drive. It winds it tighter. You can leave a cat more frustrated after a laser session than before it, because you spent 10 minutes revving an instinct and never once let it complete. So the drive has to go somewhere, and right now, in most homes, it's going somewhere unwanted. Your ankles, your shelves, your sleep. So what is the one thing it's actually asking for? The thing that finally makes it stop? You can't delete this drive. It's older than your cat, deeper than training, impossible to feed away. So the goal was never to stop the instinct. The goal is to give it somewhere to finish. And finish is the entire secret. Almost everything owners do wrong comes from starting the hunt and never completing it. Almost everything that works comes from letting the cat run the whole sequence, all the way to the end. Here's what that looks like in practice. Take a wand toy, something on a string that moves like prey, not a dot the cat can't hold. Now don't just wave it, run the sequence. Let the cat see it, let it stalk, drag the toy away so it chases, let it pounce. And then, critically, let it win. Let it catch the toy. Let it grab it, bite it, wrestle it, carry it off. That capture at the end is the piece the laser pointer can never give, and it's the piece that actually discharges the drive. A hunt that ends in a catch satisfies a cat in a way 100 waves of a feather never will. 10 to 15 minutes of that, a real completed hunt, does more than an entire day of a full food bowl, because it's feeding a completely different need. You're not topping up hunger. You're closing the loop the instinct has been holding open all day. Then take it one step further and make the food itself a hunt. Food puzzle feeders, the containers a cat has to bat, roll, and work at to release kibble. Force the cat to solve for its meal instead of finding it handed over in a bowl. It engages the problem-solving, working part of the predator. For an animal wired to earn its food through effort, being handed it free in a dish is, strangely, unsatisfying. Make it work. It's happier working. Do this consistently and the leaks start to seal. The ankle ambushes fade because the drive that fueled them is getting spent on purpose. The 2 a.m. chaos softens, especially if you run the big play session right before bed and let the cat kill one last time before it sleeps. The counter-clearing loses its charge. You didn't suppress the predator. You can't, and you shouldn't try. You gave it a job. You let the lion hunt. Which is exactly the right word for what's living in your house. Because everything we've described, the drive, the gift, the need to complete the kill, none of it is a house cat quirk. It's something far bigger, wearing a much smaller body. Watch a lioness hunt on a nature documentary. Really watch her. She drops low, head level, shoulders down, eyes locked on the herd. She goes still, then flows forward through the grass, closing distance without a sound. Her hindquarters shift. She launches. She grabs. She delivers a killing bite to the back of the neck. Now watch your cat go after a toy mouse on the kitchen floor. Drop low, head level, still, flow forward, hindquarters shift, launch, grab, bite to the back of the neck. It is the same hunt, not a similar one, the same one. Stalk, chase, pounce, grab, kill, in the same order with the same killing bite, scaled down from 600 pounds to 12. The gazelle became a toy mouse. The savanna became your kitchen. The hunt did not change by a single step. That's the thing to sit with. We took the wildcat and we brought it inside. For 10,000 years we fed it, sheltered it, bred it softer and smaller and gentler. We changed almost everything about its life. The couch, the bowl, the warm lap, the 18 hours of sleep. All of that is the domestication working. But the domestication only ever reached the surface. It changed the cat's circumstances. It never once touched the drive underneath. The stalk is the lion's stalk. The pounce is the leopard's pounce. The killing bite is the tiger's killing bite. Every one of them intact, running inside an animal curled up asleep on your bed. So the next time your indoor cat freezes mid-step, drops low and locks onto a hair tie across the floor, you'll know what you're actually looking at. Not a bored pet with a funny habit. A predator, whole and undiminished, running a program older than agriculture, older than cities, older than us. It never turned off. It was never going to. You can't turn it off, and neither can your cat, because it isn't the behavior sitting on top of the animal. It is the animal. And it's been living in your house, sharing its kills, and sleeping on your pillow the whole time. The lion never left. It just found a warmer place to lie down. And if your cat has ever frozen and locked onto a blank wall, hunting something you couldn't see, that's not random either. It's detecting something real in your house right now that your senses can't reach. That video is on your screen. Go find out what your cat is hearing.